Hi, Hafu. Your name is Yellow. I agree. That is true. Music's a little loud. Hi, Hafu. Here's Beluga Me.
Toa Legend, I am disappointed in you. You've betrayed me.
48 months? Is that 4 years? Bro, that's crazy. Thank you for 4 years of subscription. That's bonkers. One sec, I'm muting to blow my nose. Prime Sib. Oh, it is your Prime Sib. I appreciate you Prime Sibbing to me. That's very sweet of you. Hello everyone. As you can tell, I'm still a little bit sick. But that's okay because hopefully my skills in video games are also sick. Jeff Bezos has been subbed to Toeleg for 4 years. Exactly. I'm also realizing, okay, so with Nibble being a VTube model, look at him, he's so cute. Whenever I look at chat, I look to the left, which means Nibble looks to screen left, you know? Audience left. I get to Prime Sub tomorrow. Let's go. But so whenever I'm looking at chat, he looks left. So maybe I should put on-screen chat to the left. I could mirror him. I think it makes more sense to just put chat on the left, though. Like if I did this essentially, but I'd have to actually go into the thing to switch it because right now it's all aligned right. Anyways, hello everybody. As said before, wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm still not feeling great, but hopefully my skills are also partially sick because today we're getting back to playing some. Okay, it was supposed to. I forgot to cut this part. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. We're gonna get to work. Woo! Yeah, so today I don't have a crazy amount of time to stream, but I do want to do a stream because it's been a little bit. Now that I have a job, it's practice getting faster. Exactly. So the thing that I'm working on later today is actually for the Bionicle Project Matt Nui Rising, which is like a stop motion story of the 2008 story. Really, really good so far. I'm working on the footsteps in one of the episodes. So yeah, first episode I think is dropping sometime this summer, which is pretty hype. So hopefully I'm able to get a lot of the footsteps done tonight so that the other editors can get that in. Because it's been taking me a little while because I've been busy in my IRL life. But yeah, so today we're going to just try and do some speed running. And yeah. Okay, we're gonna get this music going. We're gonna do a new game. It's been a few months since I've played this game, so hopefully it's my skills are still there. We're trying to get sub 30 again. Because one of my friends who also streams, Daz, we know Daz, we love Daz. Daz is also a mod. Has said that if I beat the game on stream sub 30, he'll gift, I don't remember if it was 10 or 20 subs. So we're really getting to work. And by that I mean hopefully this gets us paid. So we're just gonna try a little bit of a safer run to start with, because there are definitely some like parts of this game that you can be a little bit riskier on, but we're just gonna try and be like not so risky but just good, you know? So like this part, oh, I did make it. Am I a risk taker or am I a move maker? That's a great question. See, the truth is, I do think that... No, that's a bummer. Okay, I'm actually going to reset. If I don't do anything too crazy, I can beat it sub 30. I just keep trying to do some of the crazier things, and that is problematic. No whiskey maneuvers.
No
chat.
whiskey maneuvers. Chatter.
Yeah. Chatter. Chatter. Okay, that was a risky maneuver. I didn't need to do that. Chair. Chair. Mon cher. But yeah, I'm trying to think of any like updates in life or content that I need to update you guys about. I have a lot of things that I'm doing behind the scenes. Because if you'll remember, a few months ago, I was like, hey, I want to take this content stuff a little bit more seriously. And so I am behind the scenes as much as I can. But also there's the fact that I do need to like make money. So I have to, you know, work a job. So a lot of this comes down to free time and the energy that I have. But if I landed that, let's wicked go, dude. No, again? Bro, okay. I swear I'll get it, chat. But yeah, so a lot of it is just energy expended. But I am working on some things. The big thing is I keep getting into the spot of like, oh, I really want to do content. So here's what I'll do. I will edit a video, do my best, release it, and then that'll give me the motivation to keep uploading weekly. And that has yet to work. So my current idea is to like kind of silently build up a like backlog, edit some videos, get things ready, and then figure out a good schedule. I also want... Ooh, actually, okay, chat, this is something that I'll take your opinions on. Sleeper agent content, exactly. Here's the input that I want from you guys. So I feel like when I first started doing content, I had enough for me to like stand out and do pretty well. However, nowadays we are like 4 years removed from Nibble being relevant. Sorry, Nibble. But I still like, you know, I want to be making content. Oh, okay, we're good. So it's like, I should probably be going a different route for there. That's actually really good on the timing, though. Again, it's all about risk. Anyways, I'm trying to get something that's like... Yeah, I can't piggyback against Schlapp because of the allegations against him. Yes, exactly. No, I'm trying to get something that's a little bit more like, you know, just me. And I think gaming content is fine, you know. But I do think there's definitely something to being like, okay, here's my little niche that I'm filling. And go. And go. Go. Not the fastest I've done it, but that's fine. So I'm trying to figure out like a good... Oh, that's a bad fall. That's fine. A good niche overall. And I've been watching... because Mingo's been sending me a bunch of like Pokemon TikToks. I've been watching this one guy called Deep Pocket Monsters, and he's got a lot of like good marketing tips and stuff. Okay, I haven't done this section in literal months, so we'll see how well we do here. But anyways, he a lot of his content, he talks about just having something consistent that you can do quickly and that doesn't drain you. And that is something that I have never had. So I'm trying to find something that might fill that niche. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to let me know. Alright, that was pretty clean. We are going to do something a little bit risky upcoming here. Nope, we're going to have to go back. Am I attempting to branch into short form? See, that's the thing, I don't know. I think short form probably is the best way to get, like, big. But I've never really been good at short form stuff. Okay, it's still worth backtracking here, I think. We have to practice this. Funny moments. Yeah, that's fair. It's just that, like... Yeah. I think most of my content... I wish I was more entertaining. And maybe that's something that I just need to do, is if I edit more, I will be more entertaining kind of vibes. But I feel like a lot of the moments that I have are not funny enough. And of the like TikToks that I do watch of people that are funny, or that aren't funny, I should say, they have some other aspect. So like, I follow a lot of people in like the Ludwig-esque Twitch community. Oh man. That's just a bummer and a half right there. This is not going to be sub 20. Finally caught a stream. Welcome. Happy to have you here. We're just doing some speedrunning and talking about content. Kind of brainstorming ideas for me trying to get some kind of daily/weekly upload schedule. Anemius talking about daily mocks. See, I thought about that. And honestly, it's not a bad idea. Okay, this is technically a... This is a position... Oh, it almost worked. Okay, I want to practice this, and then we'll restart the run again. I probably should have just done it normally, but it's just such a time save that it's so worth it. Yeah, it would have to be Studio mocks, because I don't have any of my physical mocks. But the thing is, with Studio, is that I feel like it's just not as cool as just having the physical mocks. Bro, you gotta be kidding me. Alright, we're just labbing for this section. The other thing is, like, doing a daily mock is... it is a lot of work. The initial thought, and I actually wasn't going to bring this up, but Anamius, you've opened the can of worms. So the initial thought was, I, on stream, maybe not daily, but weekly or something. Yeah, building the most liked comment is not a bad idea. Gosh, I'm just hitting it at the wrong angle there. Building the most liked comment is not a bad idea. The thought that I had was, okay, so I've built Schlatt as a Bionicle, right? So I will research a random person or celebrity or fictional character and like bonkify them, you know? Make them into a Bionicle. I'm really struggling with this one. And we'll see where that gets me. The thing is, I don't know long term, right? I love Bionicle content. But with everything that happened with like Team Kanohi and the Bionicle game that just got canceled, it's like hard to really put any of my eggs in a Bionicle basket right now, if that makes sense. I think it might be worth trying to do like either a daily mock or every other day posting a mock, but it's so tricky. Bionicle audience is also shrinking, not growing. Yeah. Yeah, I really wish there was like a way to change that, but truthfully, I just don't think there is. I'm gonna keep doing this until I get it, and then I'll restart. We are way over time. Yeah, so it's like, I like Bionicle, and I like the idea of having a niche of like, hey, there's the Bionicle guy doing Bionicle things. But, yeah. I mostly like watching channels that post videos once a month, but algorithms like it when you post N times a week. Yeah. Like, honestly, in my brain, I'm like, I feel like my personality and my editing style is more akin to like a Ted Nivison kind of thing. Where like he hyperfixates on one video a month. It's some weird kooky stuff. It's funny commentary. It's edited in a good way, right? But Ted's niche is like weird stuff. My niche is like not established yet, I guess. I guess it's Bionicle, really, but being a weird Bionicle internet personality. But what am I doing wrong here? Ted goes to Rainforest Cafes. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to go to Rainforest Cafe. Bionicle of the week, quick build ideas. Plus things that you want to make big vids. So here's what I'm thinking, because I've been streaming for a while, right? And I've been trying to build up my ability to do commentary and think while I'm, you know, doing things, which it may or may not be working right now. Hard to say. It's definitely not working right now. But I'm trying to like build up that skill because I would like to do gaming content because I like it. What's up, Queen Pearled? Oh my god. Goodness. Welcome back. We are trying to speedrun this game. I say trying. Right now, we're failing because I can't make this jump, so we're just labbing this jump until I get it. Because I have apparently just lost the muscle memory for it. I want to say you go up this way. No? Okay. You and my 2022 username? What's your username nowadays? Welcome to the year 2025. Callan did a Bionicle stop motions of his stream. That is cool. My thought is the one area that I've gotten good at is like I'm okay at mocks and I would like to get better. But one skill that I've formed in doing this Bionicle VTuber with Nibble is VTube models. So I do have like a weird niche in that regard. Oh, we finally made it. All right, I'm just gonna... We're gonna make this jump real quick. I don't think I run it through to the end because I just lost so much time on that. But I think let's try and make that jump one more time just for consistency's sake. Where's the good spot to fall? Ah, screw it. We'll just fall back to the beginning. I think we need to practice this section a little bit. Collab with Iron Mouse when? Not anytime soon, unfortunately. Oh, but what I was saying is... Oh, everybody called you Coco. Well, welcome, Coco / Queen. But yeah, so, one thought was, you know, I make a mock per week, right? Or a mock per every few days. And I give myself an hour to make said mock. And we see how fast I can get at just making mocks. And then, you know, I edit it down to like a TikTok format. And maybe for bigger ones, I rework it into a full video. I don't think it would be a good full video kind of format. But we'll see. And then, on occasion, I turn those bonk mocks into VTube models that either I can use on Twitch, or maybe is commissioned by a user, or I don't know. Okay, that works. Okay, we did it twice in a row. I think that's consistent enough for me. Let me make this jump, and then we're restarting the run. So we got a few ideas there. The big thing is, I think short form is the best way to go as far as like just building yourself. But as far as like short form is like advertising, where advertising itself does not grow you in the area. Like, it doesn't really make money. Whereas a little bit of inside baseball here. Of the platforms that I'm on right now, Twitch and YouTube to a lesser extent, although I guess I post VODs. Twitch right now makes me the most money because of subscriptions. Shoutouts to the subscribers in my chat. Okay, we're gonna restart. But what's a baseball? You don't need to know. We're just talking about the inside of it. Because I said inside baseball. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, like, Twitch makes me the most money right now. But that wasn't always the case. When I was uploading weekly, it was definitely YouTube. My spacebar didn't work. Lovely. And so between YouTube and Twitch, those are like the money makers. TikTok will probably not pay me at all. In fact, TikTok is mostly just going to be an advert. Is my spacebar just not working right now? That is, in fact, the case. Can I use it elsewhere? Hello. Yes. My spacebar is, in fact, working in chat, but not in the video game. This is lovely. This is exactly what I wanted. Nibble angry right now. The other thing, like, because I thought of a few things, right? I don't know why it's not working. Settings, controls, grab, space. It's not working. Okay, I'm going to restart the game. Angrily going to restart the game. The other thing that I thought was, so the initial idea for my YouTube channel back in 2012 was I was going to go by the name Toa Legend because I was going to tell Bionicle stories for content. Now, in 2012, I don't even think that was a viable business model, but there are some niche Bionicle YouTubers that at least get a little bit of pull, you know? There's the other side of it that's like, I could lean into the game developer content of like making a game on stream, which I think would be fun, but that is so much work. And I do want to make games professionally because I've done that in the past, but it's just a lot. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully my spacebar does not break. So there's a lot of directions that I'm trying to figure out. I'm talking with some of my content creator friends to see what they think. Okay, yeah, we're good. I don't know why it broke, but I guess Isto, the developer of this game, just hates me. And this is admission to that. Bro. I'm restarting. So there's a lot of thoughts. I did, for a long time ago, one of the, for those that don't know, I do have a Patreon. I think there might be one person still donating on the Patreon, which shout outs to them. Really appreciate the support. But it hasn't been something that I've pushed a lot because I've been not sure how to make it like useful. It's basically just been a donation platform. And everybody on the Patreon has gotten a little bit more content, but not by much. And so I do want to like use the Patreon side of things if I can. But so one of the goals that I put up there was, hey, I will make a Bionicle mock of you, and for every mock that I make, I'll add it to my Twitter banner. Nobody has taken me up on that. None of the patrons, which I used to have like 5 or 6. Yeah, that works. But that was kind of the idea. Draw me like one of your French Bionicles. Exactly. This guy arts. Okay, still time save. Not as good as the last one, but... So there's a lot of ideas floating around in my brain. I am just kind of going through a backlog right now of content that I've been meaning to edit. Or got partially through before my hard drive crashed. So I might be... some of the uploads that you see might be from like years ago. But yeah, I really do just gotta try a bunch of stuff. The thing is, like, I just am so afraid to sink time into something if I don't have like a high expectation that it'll work, you know? And that's in general just not the most healthy approach to anything. But, oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, I could have had a better landing there. It'll make more sense than dollars. It doesn't. That's such a wise statement. Can we get that quoted? It'll make more sense than it doesn't make dollars. Than dollars it doesn't. I can't read. Namius, did you just come up with that on the fly, or is this an idiom that I'm just not aware of? Made it up on the fly? Bro, we've got philosophers in this chat? That's crazy. ChatGPT, obviously. Okay. We're going to talk about AI for a quick second here. I am not the biggest fan of AI. We know this. Working in a computer science, like, you know, profession, it's a little bit nerve-wracking working with AI. But I've recently been playing a Pathfinders game, which Pathfinders is like D&D for snobs that don't like D&D. And I recently used Google Gemini because I didn't really know how to play Pathfinder. And it is a very good tool for learning how to play a tabletop RPG. I can't really say much else for for it, but for that specific area, it's pretty great. Now, there's still ethical ramifications of like, how many rainforests did I burn per query? Don't know, but yeah. Hey Google, how do I roll dice? Exactly. No, it was mostly like, okay, I have a character summoning spell. What fits best for this character that I'm trying to summon? Like, I want this. I want the thing that I'm summoning to look like this to fit the theme of my dude. How do I get there from here? And now I don't have to worry about making my DM do all that heavy lifting too. I believe there's a Patreon-like platform. Instead of taking a % cut of every donation, it charges you $15 for its services, whether you earn 100 or 10,000 from it. Why is Patreon so widely used? They're bound to be better platforms, though. Is that like a stream thing? People are used to Patreon. They have all the content creators, and they do not want to go to a different donation website. So it really depends on what you're doing. Patreon, for me, is still fine, because Patreon only takes a 12% cut of any money that I make. So I'm actually gaining money right now. If I had to pay $15 like a month, for instance, I don't know if it's a month or if it's a year. I know which one you're talking about. I just don't remember the name either. It might be coffee. I'm not sure. We're stuck in this spot again, by the way, chat. So, rip my life. Here, wait. I'm gonna shut up in my face hole and hope that this gets me to the spot that I need it to. Okay, good to know shutting up in my face hole did not save me. Yeah, coffee. So, like, Patreon, I still think is a pretty solid one. You can opt in for, like, it can do your merch and stuff for you for, like, 18%, or you can have it be at the 12%. I think I have mine at the 12% because I don't have any merch. But, it's decent, you know? It's better than, like, YouTube or Twitch, which, by the way, YouTube or Twitch, their split is, like, 70-30 or 50-50. YouTube is for kids, even though it's not, as far as I'm informed. Yeah, that's generally the target demographic, honestly. It's because any sort of streaming platform will have more children on it than adults, I would say, aside from adult-only ones, hopefully. Just because kids are the ones that have the free time, you know? Okay, so I think I need to be aiming for the wall more than I am. Unalive is a TikTok thing. I don't know that it's just TikTok now, because I still think algorithmically, a lot of people will say unalive just because it's a little bit safer. A lot of content platforms look at the transcripts of the videos, and will determine advertising based off of that. So a lot of people will say things like unalive. TikTok is very particular in it, I will say that much. But I think YouTube is also kind of getting there. That sucks. Okay, I think I'm just going to run through it this time. We'll just do a rusty run through. And then, because I'm struggling with the easy stuff right now. And then we'll come back for an actual run. There's no way for this to be, well, there's not no way, but it's unlikely for this to be sub 30 right now. With all the stuff that I'm doing. That's fine. Oh, hello. It's the furthest it's bounced me back before. There's a way to skip this whole section, but I have not learned it. I'll be honest, the first time I heard the phrase unalive was in, like, the Spider-Man TV show, and Deadpool said it. And I was like, oh, that's really funny. Like, not all Deadpool humor is my favorite, but Deadpool has its moments, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's a funny way to phrase it for a children's TV show. That's great. And then it really caught on, and I just hated it. Okay, so we gained 4 minutes. There's unlikely that we'll be able to make it back up, but it's still possible to do a slightly over 30-minute run from here, I think. Yeah. I don't think this makes it. Nope. This jump is unironically one of the harder jumps. There we go. There's the other side of it too, where now that I'm kind of falling somewhat into the VTuber niche, like not entirely, I still don't. If somebody was to say, oh, what kind of streamer are you? I wouldn't say VTuber, because I feel like there's a little bit more that goes into being a VTuber than just having a virtual model. But let's freaking go, dude. Oh, I'm so good at this video game sometimes. But I could really lean into the VTuber thing a little bit more. And I do think being like, yes, I'm a Bionicle VTuber, would get some people to be like, oh, that's that guy. Okay. Frick me, dude. That sucks. Almost had that too. Now, part of me does kind of want to pivot into, like toy media franchises as a whole, because that's what a few of my friends do for their podcast. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while. This is not going to make that jump. I love speedruns of this game. Thank you. I am not that great at speedrunning, but I have gotten sub 30 on my own time, so I'm hoping that at some point I can get it on stream too. No. Goofy at Uncle does have a ring to it. I never made that connection. Lamau. Isn't it in the same category? Yeah, it's in the same category. It's just my skill level. Okay. Are you kidding me right now? Ooh, what is your Ori speedrun? I was playing I was playing some board games with some friends the other day, and initially I put on music because it was just a little bit too quiet for me. And then specifically one of my friends was like, "Hey, you should put on Pipefall, like random Pipefall in an hour." And I was like, that would be really funny. Let's do it. And we did. And honestly, Pipefall has better comedic timing than I wish, than I could ever. Like, it's just the fact of life. 1:45, dang. Is that a minute and 45 or is that an hour 45? Okay, well, I did do that. Yeah, dude, my whole life is unfortunately accumulated to me being less funny than Falling Metal. Hour, okay. I was like, a minute 45, that's crazy. I haven't even played the game, but I know that it's a difficult one. Or it can be. Because it's more of a Metroidvania, right? Am I crazy in saying that? This game is so much more fun when you actually have, like, a route memorized. When you're just, like, trying to figure out what to do, this game is infuriating. There we go. Hey, what's up, Josh? One sec, I can't reach out right now because I'm focused. This jump's a little tricky. No, I pressed space because I thought it was the jump button in my brain. My brain said use the jump button. It is a Metroidvania? Okay, gotcha. The first Schlatt video I watched was when Markiplier was on Chuckle Sandwich. Bro, that's crazy. The first time I think I was ever exposed to Schlatt was Ludwig's Jeopardy video. Bro, there's no way. No, it's okay, I got this. We're still only a few seconds behind. Nope, I did it too late. Crazy high. The whole thing is possible because you can launch yourself crazy high with one of the abilities and skip like a third of the game. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's fair. That's kind of how this speedrun works too. I feel like that's how a lot of speedruns work. I will say I'm glad that the community around this game for speedrunning is pretty chill, because there's like a lot of categories that use glitches or don't use glitches. I don't think I would ever be like a Ocarina of Time speedrunner, simply because like the bar for a speedrun with glitches is just so high. Because you're like essentially writing code in the middle of speedrunning. It's crazy how it works. Sorry, I had to sneeze. By the way, for anybody wondering, the speedrun for this game, the best time is like 6 minutes right now. Sub 6 minutes, I think. Thank you. There we go. Took us long enough. There we go. Boom. 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 There we go. Plus 2 minutes is kind of rough. Ludwig, Schlitt, and friends phase kind of wore off. I'm just killing with random niche videos like 400's one Hollow Knight speedrunner. That's fair. That's fair. I think it's still, for me, like, it's comfort content. I tend to watch a lot more Smosh more than anything right now, just because it's nice to have on in the background. But I think probably as far as, like, oh, are you kidding me? As videos that I watch, like, frequently, it's got to be, like, right now it's Pathfinder's content, because I'm a big nerd. Yeah, screw that chair, dude. Okay, and if I do this... And there. Boom. Time save. Time save. Did my music stop? What's happening with music? Is it muted? Or is it just quiet? Oh, it's just quiet. My ADHD. Oh, it's one or the other. Yeah, that's fair. It really depends on the thing. Like if I was playing this game, for instance, and watching like an anime, like a Brain Dead Isekai or something, easy. I don't have to worry about it. But if it is something that I actually genuinely want to watch, it becomes a lot harder. Nope, not what I meant. That's fine. People work with a show on in the background. I don't know how you guys are doing it. See, that's the thing. I don't work. I just play game. It's like having, for me, it's like having, whatchamacallit, like a Subway Surfers on in the background. Oh, you got to be kidding me right now. Okay, we're good. I mean, I'm playing a game while watching this. Exactly. Okay, we go here. Now, I believe actually the faster way to go is by going here. This is actually a pretty consistent skip that I found. Not that I found, but I it's just like this. Nope. Okay, well, I ruined it. I guess it saved a little bit of time. There we go. We flip it over here. I'm wrestling my puppy while watching this. Yo, let's freaking go, Pimplass. Okay, cool. Poggers. Now, I do know that there's a better skip for this than what I'm currently doing, but we are just gonna run it like normal here. Again, I'm not trying to be too, like, crazy with this run. I'm just trying to beat it based off of the skill that I have memorized, and then we're gonna try and go sub 30. Yeah, that'll work. Functional. I hate this section. Ugh. Sorry, scratching my eye. Alright, catching up on chat. Being dead on Valorant for boring. Need second monitor to play Balatro. Exactly. Managed to cut my finger, so I'd say he won. RIP. Cat 1, Piplas 0. Okay, this should work. There we go. I don't know if this makes it. Nope. Frick my Chungus life. I really liked watching the dev's videos on the breakdown. Yeah, the dev did such a good job. Because, like, he essentially made a video that nobody else could. In that he had, like, you know, the game files and ways to, like, track player routes. And I think that's so cool. I wish more developers did things like that. There we go. Ugh. No. Could have made that so much better. But hey, good time on that. There we go. It's so funny because, like, as soon as it came out, it was really interesting looking at the, like, the speedrunning Discord I am in for this game, because immediately they were like, oh, all these strats, like, this is such a cool video that he put out, but also all these strats are now basically useless because people are doing some crazy stuff. Alright, we're now to the hard part of the game. Baldur's Gate 3 stats they posted after launch and updates. Yeah? In what way? Alright, let's see if we still got this. Bro, first try is insane. Now we'll see if we can do this first try too. Nope. Did a bit of a boink. Second try though. I'm not gonna argue with that. There we go. We're up here. There we go. Up and slow down. Perfect. Pausing for just a second. They post what class we use the most, how many times dog was pet. That's awesome, actually. I love seeing like random useless stats in video games. Last stream that I did was for a game called Free Ride, which is like a personality test. That it's a game that records basically everything that you're doing and then gives you like a personality test score by the end. And it is so like, it's so funny how well done it is. But it has similar vibes of like at the end of it, it's like, hey, you threw a ball at this person blank amount of times. That means you are a bit of a psychopath. Although I will say the nice thing is every personality like thing that it gives you is not like negative. Wow, I'm really struggling here. Guys, do you guys want a free random toe fact about this game? I say free because I think I've probably said it before. So the free random toe fact that I have about this game is that, yeah, for free, is that this game, because I have the route memorized, I used to play the route in my head when I was like bored. And it's become legitimately one of the best ways for me to fall asleep. Oh, this is fine. It's actually intentional. It's legitimately just such a good way to fall asleep in my brain. I gotta do it in 20 seconds or I don't beat it in the 30 minutes that I was hoping to. I hate my life, actually. Maybe. Saved. Okay, so definitely not sub 30, but we might be able to do sub 40. Messing up on some of like the easy things. But I think having like a good mindset of what I'm doing will be good to try and figure out my way through it. There we go. Sorry, chat, I am focused right now. There we go. I didn't mean to pick up the grind set, but we did, so we're here now. Okay, we are going to try the risky thing here, though. High risk, high reward, man. That's hype. See, that is what I need to be able to be doing consistently. So the fact that I did it without really a lot of practice does feel pretty good. Now, that is the unfortunate side. Is that I need to build up a lot of speed just to be able to get over it, but yeah, it should be fine. It's still faster than going the other way. Bro, come on. That's better. Most nerve-wracking part of the game right there. Hate that. Oh. They also did Deep Rock Galactic posted something like that. Main death reason in DRG is fall damage. Yeah, that makes sense. I like Deep Rock Galactic quite a bit, but there's definitely some moments that I'm like, I wish they focused on making the game just a little bit more fun. I don't know if that makes sense, but like the fall damage thing is kind of crazy to me. I hate my Chungus life right now. That sucks. That sucks because that was so preventable. That's what I get for talking smack about DRG. No, dude. This is a struggle right now, dude. I will beat this game. Hopefully sub 40. Bro, there's no way. I was literally on my pace to my fastest time, and then I got a little cocky, and I dropped. That's such a bummer. Well, fastest time for this section. Not fastest time total. Okay. Well, I guess it'll give me a chance to practice this jump again. Because I feel like while I did it last time, it wasn't the best. No. Wait. No. Okay, we're just resetting. I could work my way back up, but at this point, that's not worth it. Alright, we'll say that that was a 50-minute run, because if I had to redo all of that again, it would have been probably close to 50 minutes. So 50 was the first one. DRG does really feel like a job. After you get good gear, it's just endgame of getting all the cosmetics and doing the same missions over and over. They tried to add variety in seasons, brought some extra quirks to the loop, but IDK, even Helldivers didn't really do it amazingly. Still the same missions over and over with the context of an overall plot made by the devs. Yeah, I'll agree. I will say, if you play these games, like especially Helldivers, probably the one that I played a lot more of. If you play it like once every few months, it's really good because you really get to have a lot of fun with like new updates. Like the other day, I hadn't played for months, and then I fought the Illuminate, and I was like, oh, this is a ton of fun. But if you're trying to make a game, if you're trying to, no, darn it. like, if you're trying to play it consistently, I don't know. Okay, this is fine. It's not the best, but it's fine. No, I keep bouncing there, dude. That's rough. Or once a week. They manually add story every few days, and it's fun to see how the borders shift in the Galactic War. I do agree, but I still think like the border shift thing doesn't really impact me all that much. It's kind of just like, oh, these are the levels you get to play this week. And sometimes that's fun, sometimes that's just like, I don't want to play a desert level today, man. So I'm someone that will play a game repetitively, obviously. But sometimes it is nice to have diversity. The other thing too is like, I would probably play Helldivers every day, but my friends have gotten tired of it, and that's fine. Because now I just force them to play Risk of Rain 2 with me. Yeah, this run's going better already. I had to say anything, didn't I? Let's restart that. That's so annoying. I'm just not gonna say anything. Let me see what's happening in the world right now. I'm excited about the Nintendo Switch 2 launch. Even though I will probably not be getting it, at least for a few months. Maybe ever. But I'm excited to see what happens. Because Nintendo is talking a big game about, yeah, we're going to make all of our games just digital assets that you're technically licensing and you don't own any of it and blah, blah, blah. And I hope that that drops their sales numbers a lot. I expect that the first, like, few months, they'll be fine. And then scalpers will realize, oh, nobody actually wants to buy this. So we're not gonna sell it. You know? It is worse than the Steam Deck. But it is different. I think it's slimmer than the Steam Deck. And lighter. The Steam Deck is basically just a small laptop, frankly. But Nintendo consoles have never really been about specs. It's been about, okay, this is the console that Nintendo is going to release games on. Is it worth it? And right now, specs aren't great. Cost is high. Cost for games has gone up, which there's an argument for. But if you don't own the games, if you're just licensing the games to play, I don't think it's worth paying the $80 for, you know? And I know that Nintendo is just trying to do this so that they can be like, now you can't emulate our games. Are you kidding me right now? But that's dumb. Truthfully, like, not being able to emulate games, I think is bad for everyone. Because, like, emulation just leads to more innovation, which leads to better games. Truthfully, like, Nintendo, I think, is afraid because there's so many people that are making better ROM hacks for Pokemon games than they can make Pokemon games. And I get it. I totally get that they're trying to combat piracy. And I when it comes to games, that's one of the areas that I will definitely be like, yeah, don't pirate it. Except if Nintendo released a game 20 years ago and now there is no longer a way for you to buy that game and play it, I might be sailing the seas, you know? So I don't know. Truthfully, like the only reason I would get the Switch 2 is to play any new like Pokemon, Zelda, Smash Bros, Mario Kart. And right now, that cost is just not justifiable. Wish I could say it was, but it's just not. I'm trying to read chat, but I'm also trying to focus. Sorry. I live in a country where there aren't many jobs that allow disposable income to buy the big games. Yeah, I feel that. I don't have a crazy amount of disposable income either. Ah. That sucks, dude. I had that too. I was just on the edge. Living on the edge, fighting crime, spinning webs, hanging from the highest ledge. He could leap above our heads. Spy, Derman. There we go. That sucks though. Yeah. I don't know. I just think the Nintendo Switch 2 is not going to sell as well as they want. And then they're going to be like, "Oh, well people just don't like sequels to consoles," or something like that. They'll claim that it's basically just the same thing that happened with the Wii U, which is not far off. But the truth is, no, it's just that you have some pretty stupid laws about licensing games versus owning them. And I hope that countries outside of Japan will be like, no, you have to, like, you can't just license it. The other thing too is with this version, it's like if you modify the Switch 2 at all, they can just brick your system from a distance. And that's crazy dumb to me. All right, let's see how we do in this section now. I still buy all my games, even solo ones, but games I buy are indie or on sale. I'm not paying for Expedition 33 though, and I will pirate Persona 3 Reload. What's the difference between Sony and PlayStation Store? It's so for digital content, I think it's exactly the same. The problem is this is what's happening to the physical cartridges. You can't buy a physical cartridge for the Switch 2 without it being technically just a key for you to download the game online. Which means that any cartridge that you buy, you will not own that game in the same way that you have in the past. Which means that at any moment, the store could just be like, actually, you're not allowed to play this game anymore. Which I think is dumb. For digital content, I get it. Everything that I buy on Steam is a license to play the game. And while I do think that license should be essentially ownership of the files and the ability to play them however I see fit, I can understand that side of it a little bit more. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I was making such a good pace, and then I did that. I was getting greedy. I should have played it safe. I don't remember the game, but it's a racing game that was hosted online by Sony, and even users of physical game could no longer play when it got shut down. But that's a little bit different when it's like well, I'm assuming it's a little bit different because it's an online game. Like if it's like an MMO, right? And you purchase the game to be able to play it, and then the MMO later shuts down. That's a little bit different because the ability to play the game is contingent on the company hosting the servers. This is for like single player games. Like if you bought the new version of Breath of the Wild for the Switch 2, it is a license and is not a ROM anymore, which I think is a little bit crazy to me. And that time I probably could have made it. The thing was that it was hosted online even for single player mode. Interesting. Yeah, that's whack, actually. They got retroed out of the game. I do have opinions on this. I do think that for games are relatively not super regulated. But I do think that if you're making a purchase for a game, upon the game shutting down, the developers should have to give you a version of it that is playable offline. That is my opinion of it. I think otherwise it's just too weird. You know, if I buy, let's say Risk of Rain 2, and Risk of Rain 2 is not in this case, but let's say it's only playable online because of, actually, let's say Helldivers, because even though that it's more of a online service game, it still, I think, would work for this because you can play Helldivers 2 offline, or not offline, but single player. I think when/if Helldivers 2 shuts down, they should have a version of the game that is playable offline, that is hostable for, like, you can set up like a LAN server essentially, you know? And maybe you can't do all the Galactic War stuff, but maybe you can just select which planets that you're doing and what thing you want to fight, and you can play offline. That's my personal take. Because I spent, you know, $40 to buy the game. I think I should be able to play it even when the servers go down. That's my take. But I don't think a lot of courts will see that, because it's more of a games as a service kind of thing. And so, truthfully, a lot of what you're doing is paying for the service of the servers that are running. But I do think, yeah, I don't know. It's weird because digital products are, in and of themselves, like, you might buy a physical copy of Helldivers, but you're not going to do that for PC. And even if you do buy a physical copy, I think it's mostly just a download code at this point. But I do think, like, if there's a little bit more regulation in the market to say, hey, when you buy a game, it is yours, that would be the ideal situation in the world. What am I doing wrong? Why is this the area that I'm struggling on? This is crazy, dude. There we go. Fwickin' final. Are you kidding me? I don't think I've ever collected that one, by the way. Played a game called Heavy Metal Machines. It was a MOBA where you drive cars and carry a bomb to the enemy gate. Intercept. Ooh. Intercept and steal the bomb. Very fun. The game was niche. You basically played with bots all the time. The only player interaction was with Discord get-togethers. Interesting. I mean, similarly, Unreal had a game, the company Unreal had a game called, or Epic, I guess, had a game called Paragon. And when Paragon died, they just released all the assets for free. You can download all the player models, all of the animation, everything for free. Because, and I think this is kind of their mentality here, they were making Fortnite. Fortnite was just printing them money. And so when they shut down Paragon, that would have generated some negative backlash. By releasing the files, it turned their media attention to be more positive in spite of all of that. And it meant that people could recreate their own version of Paragon, which is pretty cool. And I think a few different companies have tried to do that now, and none of them have really succeeded, but they did try, which I think is valiant. But yeah, so things like that I think are cool. Now, I can't imagine a lot of companies doing that these days, but it is cool that they did that. And I think a big part of it too is it means that there's free models for people to use when they're learning how to use like the Unreal Engine and stuff like that, which is really nice. The unfortunate side of it is Paragon in and of itself was a very fun game, and it died because it just wasn't making as much money as Fortnite. Thought for sure I was gonna bump my little noggin on there. There we go. It's really weird because sometimes you get into like a flow state with these games, and sometimes that's a really good thing, and sometimes it's like really not. Ugh, +8. That's unfortunate. They could have reused the assets for a different project. Company Jaeger has made 2 live service games with the names Cycle, and Cycle Frontiers. Both died. And they, I believe, are going for a 3rd time's the charm. The stories are crazy. It is like kind of weird though, because like you don't realize how much effort goes into a video game sometimes. Like I worked for an indie game dev company a while ago, and the game that they were releasing, or that they were working on, at this point I don't know if it'll ever be released, but the amount of work, like I worked there for almost 2 years just doing programming stuff, and despite all the effort that was put into it, it may never see the light of day, which is crazy to me, because like that game was almost done by the time I left. There were a lot of things that needed to be worked out, but like it was a largely playable game. At least the main mechanics were there. And it just won't see the light of day, which to me is like crazy, because okay, we're doing this today. I like how much glitchier he gets the higher up I go. There we go. No, there we go. And like the stories of game devs are crazy to me because a lot of them do well, and then a lot of them just don't make it. And that's because, like, at least the way I see it, game devs have to go through so much just to get their stuff into the public. You know, they might have a really good demo, and then the team that they're working on just falls apart, and they can't find the talent or the time to put together a new team to make it. There's just so many barriers to entry, and like with like movies and stuff, yeah, those barriers to entry exist, but like it's so much harder to replace a programmer who's built the system ground up than it is to replace like an actor or a producer even. Where the frick are you sending me? Oh no, I'm mad. It top grabbed that, which is not what I wanted it to do. No. Whew. There we go. They went from PvPvE Battle Royale third person to PvPvE Extraction FPS? Interesting. Yeah, it's fascinating to see game cycles. I think, truthfully, part of the issue is that a lot of indie devs are really biting off more than they can chew. That was silly of me. Like the company that I worked for was trying to make an indie gacha game, and gachas are like, they're hard to make for a lot of different reasons, truthfully. Versus like if you just make a game like Pong but with extra steps and at least get it out there, it's there. Surprised Undertale exists. It's a great game that deserves its publicity, but it wasn't discovered in the same. But what if it wasn't discovered in the same way it was? It's a small pixel game with a niche concept. This just doesn't happen to a lot of games like that. True. Okay. Nope, that didn't work. We're still saving time, though. It's really interesting watching some of the speedruns for this, because you realize that even though there's like a very specific route that might be the absolute best, part of the trick is oftentimes finding several routes so that if one of them is not viable, you can like still pivot to a different route. And yeah, you might lose like 2 seconds of time, but if you're ahead by 5 seconds, you know, it's worth it. Oh, that was so good. That doesn't always work out for me, so. Yeah, that's a 2-minute time save right there. Okay, I may have to focus up here, chat. Okay. Made that. A little bit faster than pace right now. Frick my life. Had to say something. I thought I had to slow down in a different spot, and I didn't. Kidding me right now. I'm losing time in stupid spots right now. Not even gonna risk the other one right now. Nope. Missed that. Oh, bro. This is frustrating. There we go. We're getting there. So you know how I said that I, like, run through this game in my brain to fall asleep sometimes? I think I'm doing that right now to just focus. Like, I'm playing this game physically right now, but my brain is running through different jumps to try and, like, try and get to different levels of focus. This is weird, dude. Okay. Nope. Well, that's really not great. I think it's easier if I just go back from here. Yeah, that's fine. Toe's got it in the bag. Uncertain. It's doable, technically. But it's a little unlikely at the moment. There we go. Go this way as much as I can. Okay. Wait, chat. We're here. I'm talking now. Chat. Sub 30. Oh. Let's freaking go. Oh, the VOD's gonna be all over the place with what I'm talking about, but yeah, we pinged Daz now. Give me my money. I'll send him a VOD after this. Oh, goodness. My heart is beating out of my chest. As soon as I got to the last 3 jumps, I'm like, if I mess this up, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to live the rest of my day. Like, I think I just go back to sleep and hope that tomorrow's better. Complete. Get to work. Yes, please, and thank you. Look at my score, too. Nibble. So true. It would have been better if Nightbot was like, hey, clip that. No, but look at these scores. I didn't even, like, This wasn't even my best run. My best run is like 27:05 or something. This is like, I got better on that section. I got better on middle management was my biggest time save. And then department head a little bit. And I took longer on the last section, but it didn't matter. Ugh. Yeah, we'll complete Get to Work. Oh, look at those times there. I'm just going to enjoy this saxophone solo. Oh, beautiful. See, so now I want to force Daz to play this game, though. Maybe we'll make a deal with Daz. Half the amount of gifted subs if he plays through this game fully, beats it. I think that's fair. Oh, it's so nice to see the credits. I didn't even beat it once today before this, too. So the fact that the last part of it worked out. And you know the weird thing? You know the thing that I did that helped me in this game is whenever it got to a tense section, I just played through the first part of the game in my brain. because I used that to fall asleep to. It calmed me enough that my like muscle memory got me through it. You know Toa is a betting man when he takes half his winnings and says, yeah, I'll stake half of what I just made. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Ugh, my heart is beating out of my chest right now. Well, that's a good way to end stream, because I was going to end one way or another. So, very excited that that's what happened. I will gladly send Daz the clip of this. But I think that's what we're gonna end off for today. Lovely chatting with you, chat. It was good talking. Glad that we could actually beat the game for once. Yeah. So now I have my sub 30 on record, on stream. So maybe at some point we try and get sub 20, or maybe we'll do the end of Get to Work later. That might be something that we do. My brain is fried right now. I'm making Nibble look like he's tired. One second. Ready? Close my eyes and then turn down, maybe? Nope, he opened his eyes. Close your eyes. Nibble, close your eyes. Close your eyes? Nope, he opened his eyes. Okay, well, we tried. Anyways, let me find somebody for us to raid. And with our discussion earlier, chat, about content and stuff, I might throw out a survey. So just keep an eye out for any surveys that I might throw out. Just in regards to like what might be good for what kind of content you want to see. There is not a lot of people playing games. Let's raid. Let's raid Lunatic Inferno, I think. They're playing Expedition 33. This is a game that I've been meaning to watch through, and it looks very interesting. Oh, I can tell you. This is Ice Outpost in Mario Kart 8. It does kind of sound like Mega Man. All right, but we're going to go ahead and start raiding Lunatic Inferno. It looks like there's nobody else in chat, so make sure to be nice. It looks like there might be one person in chat, but make sure to be nice. Say hi from us. As always, if you like their stuff, make sure to follow them. And we will be back probably this upcoming Thursday, like regular. And we'll hopefully start implementing some more specific Toa Legend content. I'm pointing. Ooh. Nibble's hand started pointing in a good way. All right. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. As always, and hopefully we'll be back next Thursday with some more content. Until then, goodbye now. Take care. Goodbye. Goodbye. And for the VOD watchers, love you to death, as always. We're going to check out Lunatic Inferno, see how they're doing. Oh, goodness. They're a little out. Oops, not that. There we go. Hey, gamer. Hope you...
I'm getting my ass handed to me by Dental Sanders.
That's true.
How you doing? What you been up to? Give you a shout out before I continue this fight. We're finishing
Heart.
this chromatic thingy up, and then we're gonna go off to a monolith.
You got this. I believe in you.
But yeah, good evening. Alright, what am I?
The game volume is really loud.
Yeah, no problem. I have no issues if you got a raid and run. Get something to eat, something to drink, or take a nice rest, because I know it's pretty late for some people. But thanks for at least stopping in. And watch me get my ass handed to me. Not really. It's not too bad.
Dude.
Yeah, it's I've been counter parrying it. But they are a pain in the butt. So
But, have a good rest of stream. You got this. Alright.
but as you can see, like that didn't take anything off the bar.
True. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Oh, I'm down here now. Let's do this. Thanks for hanging out, VOD watchers. I'm so happy that I beat the game on sub 30. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I thought I had more to say. If you got through this entire VOD, write the word banana waffle in chat. In comments. I don't know what we're doing. Anyways, bye.